looked like that real transition game from the back half was really like it was last week. It's continued again today. Was that perhaps the most pleasing part of the game?
Yeah, look, it had moments. It had moments where it didn't quite work either. And so, yeah, it's something that we continually work on. We feel like we're getting back to the team that we want to be. And again, to walk away with the win's really important. Obviously, real danger game for us, I feel, this one. So it was nice to get the win, but I still think there were aspects of our game that we didn't quite get right. You know, our ball use from the back half had moments, but we only generated 36 inside 50s, which is extraordinarily low. And so we didn't give our forwards ample opportunity to really score. So we were fortunate that we did make the most of our entries and kicked very accurately. You know, I think they had one more scoring shot, 23-24, more inside 50s. So yeah, there was a bit of the game that was not quite in our favour, but we'll take the win.
So just on that, does that the two aspects of that? So obviously 47% goals from forward entries, which is really high.
Yep.
And then on the flip side, your defence holding them, restricting their scoring. Is it those two aspects that really please?
Yeah, it's usually the bookend. So I think if you look through the midfield, I mean, the ground ball number will tell you we got dominated. Ground ball number, balls spilled, they would be first to strike. They beat us at centre bounce, got the ball going their way. But our bookend, our D50 and our forward 50 ground ball game was really strong. And so that sort of allowed us to stop them from scoring on their entries, but it probably allowed us to create scores ourselves on our entries. So, yeah, that was the game, by and large. The contest stuff, though, yeah, we've got to get better through the midfield, generate a bit more entry. 36 isn't nowhere near enough. You know, we're probably 20 short on where we've been over the last 4 or 5 weeks, so that was a bit disappointing. But again, to be able to be so efficient, finish our work accurate, I thought we created really good shots, and obviously we were really accurate, which made the most of our limited opportunities.
Toby, Greene and Jesse Hogan in some ways were the difference in being able to actually maximise whatever chances they had. Yeah, well, they usually are too. You know, they're obviously both very good players, very good finishers. I thought Toby early was outstanding, not only creating goals but also contributing, getting the ball moving through the midfield. Jesse probably finished his work off in the second half, I feel. And probably reaped the rewards of us trying to create some better shots, you know, squaring up from the boundary line. So I was really pleased with that aspect of our game. Yeah. What can you do about the midfield, or what were your thoughts generally? You got, as you said, beaten in the contest and probably didn't use it as quickly when you did.
No, we didn't. And so, yeah, there's a couple of things offensively that we can tidy up. You know, our back half stuff, there's opportunities there and we have a clear plan, but, you know, we probably overdid some of the handball at times. We made some skill errors which allowed them to create some front half turnovers. We didn't cope with their pressure with the calmness that we'd expect, so that created some turnovers and allowed them to create some front half turnovers. So there's a variety of things that we can tidy up that'll allow us to get the ball into our front half. I'm not overly concerned, to be fair. I mean, I think this is just one of those games. You know, I've said this recently. I feel like we've tidied up our offence back to the norm. Now we've been generating entries. We finished our work really well last week. You know, 2 months ago we weren't generating entries, and so that became a problem. So we went to work on that, and I feel like we fixed it. So I'm not concerned.
So how's Steve Caniglio, King? Obviously had the dislocation 6 weeks ago. Are you concerned anything with his season going forward?
He was just a bit sore. He was a bit sore, and probably was, geez, I'm not sure I can push through, and so we decided to sub him, bring James Peatling on, who's a midfielder like for like. So it became a pretty easy decision in the end.
We could see the footage of conversations, and obviously you don't like going into detail of conversations, but were you having to discuss whether he would go back on or off? Or
yeah, pretty much. I mean, he's an experienced player. He knows his body really well. He knows what he can and can't do. And so the discussions that I was having with him throughout the third quarter were, are you able to manage? If not, we'll sub you. And I'll leave that call to you. And so ultimately he made that call. Which is obviously a really difficult one to make because you want to stay out there and you want to contribute further. But I thought James Peatling came on and had an impact. Certainly fast feet around the stoppage, hunted the ball really well. So I think Cogs ultimately made a pretty good call.
concerned about Toby Bedford? It looked like was that classic sort of pin the arms and the head hit the ground with Taranto.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I haven't watched the replay. I saw it live. Didn't feel like he drived him or slung him or anything like that. So yeah, it's hard to say. I don't know. We'll keep our fingers crossed. We'll see how we go.
Adam, the contested ball game, particularly in the first half, I thought that Richmond really challenged you in that area. What did you do and discuss at half time to really turn the tables and that and try and absorb that ascendancy, particularly in the third term?
Yeah, there was a couple of things. I think, our shape around the contest wasn't all that strong. I felt like we were collapsing in on around contest, which allowed them to get the ball to the outside and generate a bit of their offence. And then it was being able to cope with their pressure. I thought, we coughed the ball up a little bit too much, missed handballs, gave them opportunities to then win the ball back and attack us. So, a couple of things.
Yeah, and also they tried to get you to kick down the line a lot, so they tried to force you to go down the line, which put that pressure on you. But then also on the flip side, when you got your transition game going, you wanted to get that one-on-one in your forward line, and that's why you ended up getting those goals so close to goal.
Yeah, well, that's right, and so every team wants to try and force that long down the line game defensively. Richmond did a really good job protecting the corridor. Felt like we still had opportunities to be able to use the ball. We didn't take them, and then ultimately when we were kicking to those contests, they were just beating us in them. So, I mean that's reflective of the inside 50 number and our back half transition numbers.
You're still in the 8 from last week, and obviously there's no such thing as easy games these days, but you look at your run home, there seems to be quite a few of the stronger teams there. Are you confident that this sort of turnaround in form can sort of set up a really good, strong patch of form heading into a possible final spot? Yeah,
very confident. I mean, every game seems to be a coin flip. It doesn't matter where the ladder suggests the team rates. And we knew today the ladder would have us winning the game comfortably, but we knew that wasn't going to be the case. And so I feel like we're getting our game back. I feel like we've had it back for 2 or 3 weeks now. We've challenged opposition. We've beaten what the ladder suggests is the second best team in the comp last week. So I feel like we're continuing to build. I'm pretty confident that we can match it with everyone. I've said it in the past, I'll say it again. We're good enough to beat every team, we're good enough to lose to every team. So we've got to show up each and every day to get better. Oh yeah, it does. I mean, we know we're capable, but again, we've got to go and do it. And each week presents a different challenge. We go back home this week, face Gold Coast, who themselves will have that fire burning in their bellies to win away from home. Dimma challenged them last week around that, and so it's going to be another tough game. And we'll get home tonight, recover, start to prepare well, and look forward to the Suns game next week.
Sam Taylor, any chance to come back, or is he a couple away?
No, I doubt it. I think he'll have a couple of weeks of no contact training. So this week, next week, and then hopefully be available after that.
How did you assess the interpretation of 15-metre kicks today? Chris Scott was really hot on Friday night, and there seemed to be a few that weren't quite paid today.
It felt like it. I mean, it's hard to know where I'm standing, whether they're 15 or not, but there was a couple of marks I hope were getting paid in our forward 50 that didn't.